You love your horse. You buy them the best feed, the most expensive tack, and you make sure they have a warm place to sleep. But here's the harsh reality of equine psychology. Horses do not care about price tags. They do not care about how much money you spend on them. They care about two things: safety and communication, because humans and horses operate on two completely different psychological frequencies. We are predators, and they are prey. Well-meaning riders often do things every single day that they think are normal, but are actually causing their horse deep anxiety. Without realizing it, you might be slowly chipping away at the foundation of your relationship. Today, we are going to expose 6 everyday habits that are secretly breaking your horse's trust. But before we begin, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been riding or handling your horse and they suddenly explode out of nowhere? A sudden buck, a violent spook, or a bite that seemed to happen for absolutely no reason at all. Most people blame the horse. They say the horse is just being bad or crazy, but they are completely wrong. At the end of this video, I'm going to reveal a psychological concept called trigger stacking. It explains exactly why your horse exploded and how you were actually ignoring their cries for help all along. Number 1, punishing the spook. It happens to every equestrian. You are leading or riding your horse and a bird flies out of a bush, or the wind blows a plastic bag. Your horse jumps, snorts, and spins away in terror. Our human reaction is usually frustration. We pull hard on the lead rope or yank the reins and yell, "Knock it off! Stop being stupid!" When you do this, you are betraying their deepest biological instinct. Remember, your horse is a prey animal. Spooking is not a sign of disrespect. It is the exact survival mechanism that kept their ancestors alive for millions of years. They truly believe they are about to be eaten. When your horse is terrified, their heart is pounding and their brain is seeking a safe leader. When you react to their fear with anger and punishment, you are confirming to them that the situation is dangerous, and worse, that you are dangerous too. To build trust, when they spook, you must become the calmest thing in their environment. Take a deep breath, soften your body, and let them look at the scary object. Show them that you are a leader who protects, not a predator who punishes. Number 2, rushing the girth. Tacking up should be a neutral, peaceful routine, but watch how many people saddle their horses. They throw the heavy saddle on the horse's back, grab the girth, and yank it as tight as they can in one single violent motion. Then they wonder why their horse pins their ears back, bites at the air, or swishes their tail angrily. We call these horses girthy and often label them as grumpy, but they are not grumpy. They are anticipating pain. Imagine someone taking a tight leather belt and violently snatching it around your ribs without warning. It is uncomfortable, and it causes a sudden spike in adrenaline. When you rush the girth, you are breaking physical trust. A horse who expects pain during tack-up will start to resent being ridden before you even put your foot in the stirrup. Take your time. Tighten it slowly, one hold at a time. Let them breathe. Number 3, the 23-hour stall. We humans love our cozy bedrooms, so we build beautiful, expensive wooden stalls for our horses, thinking we are giving them a luxurious life. But to a horse's brain, a closed 12 by 12 stall is a cage. Horses are designed by nature to move constantly. In the wild, they walk up to 20 miles a day, grazing continuously, surrounded by their herd. Their digestive system and their mental health rely on movement and social contact. When you lock a horse in a stall for 23 hours a day, bringing them out only for a 1-hour riding lesson, you are destroying their mental health. This isolation leads to deep depression, pacing, cribbing, and explosive energy under saddle. They don't need a fancy wooden box. They need turnout. They need to touch noses with other horses, and they need to move. Number 4, inconsistent boundaries. Horses crave structure. In a herd, the rules are absolute. The alpha mare doesn't change her mind based on what mood she is in, But humans are incredibly inconsistent. On Monday, you think it's cute when your horse rubs their head on you and pushes into your space, so you give them a treat. On Tuesday, you are carrying a heavy bucket. They push into your space again, and you smack them on the nose and yell at them. To a horse, this is psychological torture. When you are inconsistent, you become unpredictable. And in the animal kingdom, an unpredictable leader is a dangerous leader. If they cannot trust you to maintain the same rules every day, their instinct tells them they must take over the leadership role to keep themselves safe. This creates a stressed, anxious, and pushy horse. Number 5, ignoring the whispers. Horses do not speak English, but they are talking to us constantly. They speak in whispers, a tense jaw, a swishing tail, ears slightly pinned back, or a hard stare. These are the whispers. They are politely saying, "I am uncomfortable, please stop." Because we are focused on our own goals, like finishing a training session or getting a perfect jump, we ignore these whispers. We push them harder. When you consistently ignore a horse's polite requests, you leave them with only one option. They have to scream. A bite, a kick, or a buck is almost never a surprise. It is simply the final scream of a horse whose whispers were ignored for too long. If you want their trust, you must learn to listen to the whispers before they are forced to shout. Number 6, the truth about trigger stacking. Let's go back to the beginning of the video, the horse that explodes out of nowhere. In equine psychology, trigger stacking is a crucial concept. Imagine your horse has a mental bucket. Every stressful event adds a drop of water to that bucket. Maybe the saddle was slightly pinching. That's a drop. Maybe they were separated from their best friend in the pasture. That's another drop. Maybe there was a strange shadow in the arena. Another drop. None of these things alone were enough to cause an explosion, but the bucket was filling up. Finally, a bird chirps loudly. It's just a tiny drop, but it makes the bucket overflow. The horse explodes, bucks, and runs. To you, it looks like they overreacted to a bird, but to the horse, it was the accumulation of a dozen ignored stressors. When you understand trigger stacking, you stop blaming the horse. You start looking at the bigger picture. You start noticing the drops of water, and you help your horse empty their bucket before the storm hits. To earn a horse's trust is the greatest privilege in the world. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to listen. If you want to truly understand your horse and become the leader they desperately need, hit that subscribe button and join the Equinly family. Share this video with a friend who loves horses. Be patient with your equine partner today, and we will see you in the next video.